Hey friends, I am Emily for those of you who don't know me, and I have been using Plexus products for 1 whole year. I signed up last January out of complete and utter desperation. I was in such an awful state in my life. My family had just relocated. I was struggling deeply with anxiety and bouts of depression. I was overwhelmed and overcome with everything that life was throwing at me. And I was doing everything in my control to try to make things better. I am a runner. I was doing yoga every single day. I am a phenomenal eater. Whole30, paleo was my splurge. Like, everything I was doing should have made me healthier and should have made me feel better, and it didn't, because I was still coming home from work every single day and I couldn't even hold a conversation. It was overwhelming to me. I would either have to go right to bed, or I would be in tears over the day and need a glass of wine, or I would just cook dinner in silence. And my family knew it. My family knew that I couldn't handle it and did not talk to me when I came home from work. And when I looked around and realized who I had become and who I was being, something had to give. And if exercise and nutrition and diet is not enough, that's when Plexus entered my life, because something had to change. And I was willing to try just about anything to make that happen. And I noticed within the first month, like, this wasn't an automatic thing. Like I said, I've been doing this for a year now, but I did start notice things in the first month. And the number one thing that I noticed at first was mental clarity. When I came home from work, instead of being completely overcome and having just go to bed or drink some wine, I was able to hold a conversation with my husband, and he would ask me, "How was your day?" And I could tell him. And it seems like such a simple thing, but it was a simple thing that I couldn't do before. And as my mind started getting clearer, my anxiety started lifting. The overcome wasn't weighing on me anymore, and I was able to make better decisions, and I was finally starting to see a glimpse of the old me come back. And it was at that point that I knew that I am going to be consistent. I am not stopping now, because if 1 month I can see just even a little sliver of who I was and who I want to be, this is worth it, and I am not stopping. So over the next year, I was completely consistent. And in that year, so many things have changed, good things, but it all stemmed from getting myself back. I had confidence again. I was able to be brave again. I was able to make clear, concise decisions again. And it was at that point that I was able to walk away from a job that was completely toxic, that I hated. I was able to make a crazy decision to become a stay-at-home mom, which I swore I never would do, but I did, and I love every single moment of it. I have been able to grow my marriage and invest more in my husband. I've been able to reach out to people that I love and that I care about and invest in them without feeling drained and depleted. And that's who I want to be. I want to be the person who is generous and giving, and Plexus allowed me to be able to do that. And if I would have, seen a little bit of hope and decided, I can't keep doing this, I can't keep pushing, I would have missed out on so much. Like I said, we relocated when I first started Plexus. I didn't have any friends. I had no one. And it was this community that checked in on me every single week, that had conversations with me, that cheered me on when I made the hard decisions, that cheered me on just by taking my products, and genuinely cared about me, that made me feel valued and made me feel like, hey, I can do these things and I can do these hard things. And so I just want to encourage you, don't stop. Because even if you've only been doing this for a month and you only can see a little bit of progress, there's so much more coming your way. And if you stop now, you're going to miss it. And this version that I am today, I am so far from who I used to be, and even far from who I'm going to become in another year. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling that overwhelm, if you're feeling that anxiety, hold tight. Be consistent. Do it for you. Seriously, guys, There is nothing to lose except the version of yourself that you don't want to be. And one thing that has been really apparent to me is I made a lot of changes this year. Like I said, I quit my job. I started Plexus, and we've done some really bold things. And even amidst all of that, I have been able to be more generous this year than I ever have. And I mean that with my time. I mean that with financially. I mean that emotionally. I'm able to be present for the people I love. And if that alone is all Plexus gave me, done. It's worth every penny. But I also lost 30 pounds. I fit into my baby weight clothes. I'm a better wife. I'm a better mom. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better sister. And I am present. And I am gleaning everything I possibly can out of this life. Don't give up. Don't stop. You owe it to yourself to be consistent. And I can't wait to hear your story a year from today.